Story time again with SHINKICKOUCH. Ouch! I'm on this, you think you were a bad kid, check me out kick. I'm really having to come to grips with how terrible of a human being I was growing up. You know, I posited this theory mistakenly that I was a good kid. I was a good person growing up. Ergo, I'm a good person now. I found out this week that apparently we were at one of my uncle's brush piles, and I don't know what my thought process was at the time, but the alleged events were as follows. I looked over at my cousin, who was about 4 or 5 at the time, and I told him to get one of the burning sticks out of the fire and stick it in his mouth, that it would taste good. Yes. And much to my chagrin, he actually did it, you know, and I can't besmirch his character. He trusted his older cousin to not lead him down paths of unrighteousness, which I did, obviously. What ensued was not great. A lot of screaming, a lot of crying, a lot of pointing and shouting. Everything else is kind of a blackout, kind of foggy from there. Yeah, I did that to my cousin. I don't really know how I answered for that. When we try and look at things through a therapeutic lens and trauma and its impact on our psyche, I try and, be a little bit more self-aware. I've questioned, I've wondered about sociopathic tendencies, if I'm being honest, but I'm convinced it was just, curious childhood innocence. I just wanted to know the effects of pain on someone, or if burning, blazing sticks of fire in a human mouth and tongue would inflict major pain and burns. Apparently they do. But I'm still sticking to I was just a curious kid. When I asked my uncle, I said, that's not sociopathic, right? That's just curious. And he said, yeah, you're a curious sociopath. I don't know. I don't know what to think of myself right now. Or ever, really. So anyway, if you think that you're a bad person, or you've had a bad childhood, or you did some demented things, you're not alone at all. I think we got to stick together. The odds are against us. By odds, I mean everybody else who has a moral compass and concern for other human beings, health and well-being. Until the next story time with SHINKICKOUCH. Be well.
You were old enough to know better, and he was young enough not to know better, to be talked into doing something.
Gotcha. So I took advantage of his innocence.
You took advantage of the age difference, of his innocence.
So I'm not a sociopath. I was just curious.
Oh, a curious sociopath.